Smurfing in Marvel Rivals has been and continues to be a huge issue. It's been going on since at least Season 1.5, where it got so bad that I made a video covering it. Now, a few things have changed since I made that video. First, they raised the minimum for playing comp from level 10 to level 15. The previous grind for a Smurf to hit that minimum was only around 3 to 4 hours, which is now turned into a sometimes 8-hour grind, depending on how many wins and MVPs they get while playing Quick Match. They also nuked the amount of XP that you get from playing in Practice versus AI, and this has affected the Smurf account marketplace. Now, the purchase price for a botted PC account has increased from $2 to anywhere between $6 and $10. As of Season 2, Smurfing is now a reportable offense, and they're starting to issue out penalties. So yes, your reports actually do make a difference. Now, not only does it take longer for a Smurf to level up an account, if they want to bypass that process by purchasing a botted account, they'll cut a lot deeper into their wallet. And they can be reported and suspended from competitive for the entire season, making it even riskier. The problem with Smurf detection systems is that they aren't perfect, and innocent players will get caught in the crossfire. People are already starting to post on Reddit that they're getting penalties for smurfing, when the only thing that they were guilty of is taking a break from the game too long. In this post that's going viral on the Marvel Rivals subreddit, a player posted that they hadn't played and they deranked due to inactivity. The problem is that they used to be a Celestial player, and they stomped through their games with ease, breaking in enough reports to get an automatic suspension. What's really weird about the message they received is that it said that it was initially a system detection, and then was manually reviewed and determined to actually be a Smurf. So according to the player, they got the initial suspension for smurfing, which was an hour long, and then they logged in the next day and they got suspended for the entire season. So you might be thinking, well, that's great, that means that the system is working. And I gotta tell you, no, it's not. I know plenty of players that continue to smurf without any issue or consequences, and there's been nothing from netties addressing Smurfs as a topic. They just haven't covered it. The thing that I really am skeptical about, they stated that in this person's case, it was a manual review. I'm skeptical because at least in this case, they legitimately weren't smurfing. So maybe it's a case of moderator manual error, or what I think to be more likely is that it's an automated system that handed out a quick suspension after getting enough reports, and it was followed up by a really basic check of that person's match history without looking at the player's profile to determine whether it's a legit player or a smurf. The worst potential scenario is that there was never any human there to begin with, and that it's just an automated system dishing out season-long suspensions, and not actually catching real smurfs along the way. Either way, it's a problem for legitimate players that are going to be potentially caught in the crossfire. The biggest problem with the ranked system right now is that there aren't placement matches at the beginning of each season to establish your rank, which turns bronze through platinum into an absolute unbalanced cesspool for the first few weeks of each season. Towards the end of the season, bronze gets even more painful to play through as more and more players get on Smurf accounts after they've peaked on their main account. Placement matches that properly put players into silver, gold, or platinum, depending on a combination of their prior season's rank and their performance in their placement matches, would alleviate so much of that headache. And if a Celestial player decides, oh, I'm going to throw all of my placement matches so that I can intentionally get put into bronze, the system could go, but you were still Celestial last season, so even if you lost all X number of your placement matches, there's still a baseline for your account. That could extend into further seasons. Oh, this person used to be an Eternity player. Even though they haven't played since Season 0, we're not going to put them back down in bronze. That makes no sense. The next big problem is that the reason that most people smurf is because they want to play with their friends that are a lower rank than them. Give them that option by separating solo and duo queue and team queue into 2 different ranks with 2 different leaderboards. If you want to play as a 6-stack, there should be a separate queue for that with a separate rank. That way people can play together without having to smurf. Will this solve all smurfing cases? Absolutely not. But it does give you the ability to play comp with your friends without having to risk your main account solo queue rank. They also absolutely need to improve on the quality of life of ranked if they want people to keep playing on their main accounts. How can you improve the quality of life? Crack down on leavers, throwers, and people that legitimately sabotage games. If you leave a ranked game, it shouldn't just be a 15-minute suspension and then you can do it again and call it a day. Leaving games, throwing games, these offenses are absolutely not taken seriously, and it shows because repeat offenders have no problem doing it again and again. Also, there absolutely needs to be a way for people to practice competitive without actually playing competitive. League of Legends has draft pick and blind pick. They may have changed it, but that's the way they had it for years. If you wanted the quick match experience where everybody just dropped in without banning, you would play blind pick. And if you wanted to ban characters and have a game where people took it a little bit more seriously, you played draft pick. Please give us this, because most people I know would primarily play this game mode if it was added in. A quick match with bans would be absolutely perfect. Finally, and this is a controversial solution, I think we need a troll queue. If you troll in enough games and there's a manual review where they can watch that replay and listen to that person's voice chat or read their chat logs, and they can absolutely determine without any doubt that this person trolls on a regular basis, put them into a troll queue. Like how Titanfall did with cheaters. Don't ban them, don't restrict their access to the game, just take them out of the regular player pool, because I would absolutely love to see a troll queue POV. Thanks for watching. Definitely check out my video on how to spot a Smurf, and I'll see y'all next time.